Welcome back to Chaos Corner. It's your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy, and I tell it like it is. Here on same day coverage, live to tape for show number 33. Now, fans, you're going to want to stay tuned because this is going to be one heck of a show. We have a lot of breaking news, we have a lot of trending news here in the IWC, down here in the bunker, 16 feet below the surface of the earth. Now, fans, follow me on all social media platforms. I already told you where to go. Obviously, here on the Guardian of Chaos YouTube, hit me up on Twitter, Twitch, Rumble, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, on my number one platform, Gab. What a social media platform. I've recently discovered that I have a lot of followers over there on Gab. So fans, if you want your freedom of speech and be able to express yourself, I would go over the Gab and follow your buddy. It's me, it's the GOC. So what I'd like to talk about here on show number 33, first off, I want to give a big shout out to my boy, Mr. Hempel-Stilskin at sweetheel.com. Fans, if you're not going to sweetheel.com for all your CBD needs, I don't know what the hell you're doing. Use the promo code CHAOS and you'll get 25% of all your CBD products. And in this day and age, what's going on in this country, you're going to need the 25%. Follow my boys over at The Show, and that's at Mario_Chaos. If you're not following them to put yourself over for branding and social media and entrepreneur and entertainment, I don't know what the hell you're doing. So I know there's a lot of fans that are interested in this particular episode. Our YouTube channel is exploding by leaps and bounds. We have a lot of very former people in the industry that are following. So we're going to address a whole bunch of things. We're going to have a lot of fun. Don't go anywhere. We have people down here live in the bunker. We have the solar music going. Don't you dare miss it. We're bouncing over to YouTube. Fans, welcome back. I've said it 3 times now already. The Guardian of Chaos on YouTube. Chaos Corner. Show number 33. Live to tape, same day coverage. Now, I've already said to follow me on all social media platforms. The breaking and trending news, fans, is what happened last night on AEW Dynamite. 4 different promotions and companies on one show. Obviously, AEW and all the talented stars over there, they brought in the big news from New Japan Pro Wrestling. You saw the ending. I'm not going to give it away. I don't want to be the spoiler. Go out there and watch it. Also, members of the NWA were also there. And of course, the Good Brothers and Impact and Don Callis. And we're going to continue to wrap the wrestling world up in chains with all the news that we have coming out of Chaos Corner. NXT last night. We're coming off the Royal Rumble. The promotion of Damian Priest up to the main roster. And let's not forget Bad Bunny. No disrespect to Bad Bunny. He's out there. He's getting his groove on. He's making money. You got to give the man credit. There's been a lot of stuff talked about on social media about Bad Bunny. Now, hey, listen. Chaos is old school. We know in the over 50 demo, I am the demo god. It's been proven. Go check out the comments. You'll find them quite hilarious. And a big shout out to my boy, Diablo Blanco. You know what I'm talking about. I appreciate you and all your followers and listeners and fans following me and giving me the rub. Talk about putting somebody over. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. So we'll talk about that on this show. I'll say that to say this, because I tell it like it is. Those phrases have become, on internet radio, the most used phrases in the last 3 or 4 months, or definitely since 2021. And I also have breaking and trending news on a former big-time promoter who actually was in tears and in sobs talking to people and tucking his tail between his legs and actually sucking ass. It's funny stuff. But again, you know, we're here. We'll use different names to protect the innocent and so on and so forth. But you know what I'm talking about. You know who's following me. It's public information. It's out there for consumption. There's nothing that I say that you can't find out there if you do a little research. So, with all the breaking news coming out of Royal Rumble, and with Edge winning the Royal Rumble, and now all roads lead into WrestleMania, which is going to be down in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. And let's not forget, you have the Super Bowl this weekend with Tampa Bay and Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. Listen, I got to be honest with you. I've lost it a lot for the NFL, just with all the BS and the political and social justice issues. I'm a hardcore Dolphins fan for years, but that's neither here nor there. But it should be entertaining. Brady's going for history, 10 Super Bowls. If he wins, it'll be his seventh. Hey, listen, as a lifelong Dolphins fan, there isn't anyone that I hated more than Tom Brady. But you have to respect the man, and you have to give him kudos. He's a winner, perhaps the best ever. And we'll get on to talking about the best ever. That's why this show number 33, is going to be different. It's not just going to be the IWC. It's not just going to be professional wrestling. It's not going to be just live here from the bunker. There's going to be a menagerie of topics here tonight. So I wanted to transition into all the things that are coming up this weekend, the Super Bowl. As I said, my prediction, I'll give that out over the weekend. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to go because I do not like Brady. I have no vested interest in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have friends that are Kansas City Chiefs fans. So I guess if I had to root for anyone without bringing social justice into it, which a clown that I know on the internet brings it that way. I mean, I don't know. That's just people's opinions and viewpoints. I won't get into that. I'll probably go for the Chiefs because of my good friends that are lifelong Kansas City fans. But some people just see things through one spectrum, narrow-minded, one way. They only have one thing on their mind at all times, and that whether it be money or race or politics or burning bridges. A lot of people are focused on that. I don't focus on that. Remember something about the Guardian of Chaos as we're bouncing all over from the Super Bowl to the Royal Rumble to what happened on NXT and especially AEW Dynamite. I'm so looking forward to all these groups merging together. And I have a whole bunch of notes on that. But I just want to set things of what I do here, down here at Chaos Corner. Number one, I've been doing this for, 30 or 40 years on and off. But remember something, just to give you a little background for people who think you know things or don't know things. And again, I couldn't appreciate it more, the people that are following and watching. The exposure's been unbelievable, I got to tell you. So truly, thank you. I don't have to do this for money. I don't ask people to give me money. I don't put myself on a paywall. I do this for free, out of passion, out of loving what I do, out of giving back. And you know why? Because I don't need the fucking money. Well, I guess we could all use money. But I had the same job for over 25 years that I started in 1985 at the age of 22. I retired not 1, 2, 3, 5, 10. I retired 11 fucking years ago. And I stumbled right there, so I'll get this out of the way right now. You know what Bully Ray said for me, a Hall of Famer, a 2-time Hall of Famer on Busted Open Radio. Give the Guardian of Chaos 7 spots, he'll fuck up 6 of them. And you know what? I consider that to be a compliment coming from someone like Bully Ray. Team 3D, the Dudley Boys, we almost got the NWA World Tag Team titles from them with the Outcast Killers. I'll never forget it. So back onto what I was saying. And what I'm talking about, just to give you a little history, because I have a lot of platforms and different things that I'm venturing into. And yes, I do this here on my property, here at Chaos Corner. I do it because I love it, because I have the passion for it, because I know what I'm talking about, because this is what I've done my whole life. But remember, I don't have to depend on this for a living. Back to what I was saying as I tie this up like a little bow for the thick-headed people out there. And again, I appreciate and welcome anyone. I won't censor anybody, unlike other people. So it's okay, I don't censor. You're here on Chaos Corner. Show number 33, we don't censor. So again, there's no need for me. I'm fine. I don't have to go out and deliver stuff during the day and then go do things at night and try to get into your profession that way. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Everybody's got to make a living. Things have changed in this world. I haven't burned every bridge I've ever crossed. Now, don't get me wrong. Maybe a bridge or two here and there. None of us are fucking perfect. Psychiatric patients, mental wards, you know how that goes. You know that. So as I sit here and ponder and listen and look at the feedback of different things, I couldn't be more blessed and humbled to have people that follow me and that watch me that have such influence, whether it be presidents of major networks, Hall of Famers, former top dogs, people that were best-selling authors and magazines, TV shows, and certain people that are proud and brag about all that. And I guess that's quite the accomplishment. I'll give you kudos. But see, you're still having to do what you have to do and asking people for money. And this is for nobody in particular. This is just for the regular crowd out there who, you know who you're talking about. Again, you know how the Guardian of Chaos is. I tell it like it is because you know I don't give a fuck. And I know that you know that. But in certain ways I do. So, yeah. So I don't have to do all that. I don't need to depend on you guys except for your love and friendship and admiration. You don't have to pay me. You don't have to send me money. You don't have to sell me an idea. You don't have to get investors, sponsors, or anything like that to come watch me. You don't. I guess, you can be on the internet however way you want, the IWC. You know what we're talking about. So when you were on certain areas and big places, meaning all of us, including myself, and you've burned every bridge and tossed out of every town and every city and bilked investors, and it's all public information and public knowledge and different things. And I don't really like to talk about all this stuff, but again, people came on my YouTube channel and on other social media platforms and actually asked me about this. This would have never came up on my own or never addressed anything like that because, again, like I said, does it really matter? No, it doesn't. But certain people are burned up by it, and when you're living rent-free, as I said, in somebody's head, it's pretty impressive. And then they turn you on and give you the rub. I couldn't be more appreciative as we're 12 minutes in here. We're not going to make this too long. Spur of the moment, having a lot of fun. And again, the most important point to remember here is I do this out of love, out of passion, out of dedication, out of something I've wanted to do my whole life. And yeah, I'm the most well-known unknown, but I am the most notorious in that industry, and perhaps in life. Do a little research, do your homework. A lot of people out there, it is what it is, and I don't have to say anything. But again, I've retired for 11 years. I don't depend on this for a living. I don't have to ask people for money. I could sit down here in my bunker, my basement, my studio, whatever it is you want to call it. I don't have to ask anyone for money. I don't have to put myself on a paywall. And I know I'm repeating this. This is redundant. But it's fun. You got to admit, it's fun. I've had people from major stations and major networks and influential people in the radio and broadcast industry get in touch with me in the last week or two. Actually, over the last couple of months, but especially over the last couple of weeks and several different, several different days, several different people saying, hey, stay away and do what you got to do. Use it for what you can. And yeah, I was appreciative. Yeah, you got to come out with a few bucks out of your pocket. Of course. You're not going to get something for nothing. But when you depend on other people to make your living like that, I don't know where you're going. Again, 25 years behind the walls. I retired 11 years ago. I'm getting paid whether I go to fucking work or not. I earned that right. I put my life on the line, like the military, first responders, law enforcement. I mean, it's pretty simple. Bail enforcement agent, well, it was called a bounty hunter back then, just to throw over my resume. Repossessing cars in the worst places in the world that you couldn't even walk in. So again, it just amazes me, people that consider themselves on the pinnacle and so successful, and again, you could read the comments in the section that claim they have all these awards and they've done so many things, but yet they were run out of every region of the country for whatever reason. I don't know. It's not my business, nor do I really give a fuck. And again, I don't like to curse on here. I've already told my granddaughter and different people in my family for every time I curse, I'll throw in a 20. What am I up to now? $100. But it's worth it because this is a lot of fun addressing this. And again, I wouldn't if people didn't email me and put things up in the comments. And again, thank you, Diablo Blanco and Bobby Abishola and certain people, maybe even Brian Seplow, different people. I don't know if that's their real name. That's what they go by on the internet. And that's okay because I go by the Guardian of Chaos Big Daddy, so it is what it is. But they all left comments, so it's out there for public knowledge. If you're going to put things out on social media, you got to expect backlash, or you got to expect people to say things, and that's why I don't block anybody or censor anybody. You say something on my page or my social media, it's all good. To begin with, when I didn't know anything about this shit, yeah, everybody block, put them on mute, this, that. I like to hear the feedback. I'm not afraid from what people are going to say. I don't have to hide somewhere. I'm out in the open. People know me as far as family and friends. And to be known nationally, what does that mean? I'd rather be not known at all because I'm not trying to be known. This is fun for me. This is entertainment. This is a hobby. I'm not trying to make a living. So that's what I'm talking about and addressing here. And again, I would have much rather have talked about AEW and NXT and what's going on with all the different groups from New Japan. But again, when friends become foes and allies become friends, and a friend of my enemy is my enemy, and then people start telling you things because I don't get involved in stuff. But when people come to me, I guess all is fair. And it's funny how the wheel turns. It's just like with when this one was in office, well, compared to politics, everybody loved that person, and this one's out, they hate him. Now this one's in, they love him, and they flip-flop, and people get so burned up by what's happening and consumed by society and race and politics and all that. It's all consuming. People go down a dark hole. They can't come back from it. It's affected their families, their relationships, even in the industry. Every person that's ever been on these other different platforms and on the internet since then have all been, talked shit about, or all of a sudden they went from being the greatest guy in the world to the baddest guy in the world to no good, and they changed, but you didn't. Again, this could be an incoherent babble, which I love. When you spend 25 years behind the walls, you love that. When you put your life on the line, besides sitting behind a microphone or being a pencil pusher, which is fine. I respect those people too. I respect everybody. These are just phrases. When you get into the business that you're in, and I just dabble at it and stuff like that, and you claim to be real, and you claim to be whatever you claim to be. I don't claim to be anything. These are facts. It is what it is. You can't hide when you're not. When you're being less than truthful, like some people out there, you get called on it. You've been called on it many times before. Give the devil his due. You had your time. You had your accolades. I never did. I don't care to. I worked a real job. I put my life on the line. I protected this country. I protected the community. That's what the fuck I did. It's long past. I'm retired, homeboys. So I welcome everybody to watch, to view, to hit the thumbs down, the thumbs up, leave comments. This is all fun and entertainment. I don't take any of it seriously. I really don't. And, when people, try to come at you sideways, it's all good. I'll compare it to when I talked to about a certain group when they were down south and trying to do a pay-per-view. You see how things just keep falling off. That's how you guys are. When I have more people here in the bunker than they do in a 9,000-seat arena, it says a lot. When I have more people here in the bunker than they have on their paywall or pay channel or website to try to make a living out to support their family, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. So I have to be honest. It's a lot of fun when you put yourself out there and you put a face to the product. This is what happens. So let's take a little break. Let's amp it up here because as the last several videos, Chaos Corner, the podcast, again, this will get a lot of hits and views for whatever reason, but I appreciate it. Again, I'm having fun. This isn't my life, but for the people who I love out there and who follow me, I do it for you guys. And listen, let's be honest, it helps my sanity and mental state of mind too, which is a little Red Bull. Anyway, getting back to what I was talking about, I feel actually sad and bad and pity for the people who right now are so consumed by everything that's going on in life, whether it be politics and you change out of your wheelhouse and what you do as a person and you let society dictate to you how you're going to be as a man and how you're going to act as a person. That says a lot about people in general. I don't let society, race, culture, religion, politics, money, greed, power, I don't let that affect me. I walked and lived with society's worst. The people that you're afraid of, the people that you wouldn't dare talk to out in the world. Besides maybe trying to, I don't know, recover your cell phone from a crackhead or something like that. Is that the story I heard? I don't know. Again, I give the devil his due for anyone out there who's watching me, negative or positive, that's successful in life. I respect that. Whether you're a grocery clerk, a DJ, an entertainer, just a regular podcaster, a ditch digger, an Uber driver, a waitress, a waiter, I'm from the people. I am the people of America. This is what you're looking at, who's not consumed by all the bullshit that's out there that's consumed so many that you changed your whole life. Some people move halfway across the country because they can't cut it anymore. That's not what I'm about and the people I associate with. And you could have hard feelings and get into arguments with people and have heat. But when you're a man, you either walk away with dignity or you make things better or you don't continue to keep talking about it. You get it off your chest and you move forward. So I'm here to give a lot of people out there a much needed counseling session. Consider this therapy from the guardian of chaos. And who knows, this may be my actual real calling, to go on and help people out there that really need help. Because there's some people out there that need help. Read the comments, read the sections. And I don't know why people come to social media and keep mentioning people that I was associated with in the past. I'm not associated with those people anymore. I got nothing against any of them. I really don't. They all helped me out. They all gave me the rub. They all gave me a platform. Things didn't work out. Well, so be it. It is what it is. But it's funny when you're, again, like me, I always, self-deprecating. It's okay. We know that I never signed a contract, never made it big time in the business, but I don't have to defend what I've done in this business, which is a hobby. I did this as a living while I had my regular living where I now don't have to work. Don't have to ask people for money. I don't have to do that. I don't have to swindle. I don't have to cheat, lie, steal. I don't even have to do it out in the open, honestly, which is what I do anyway. If you don't do that, you ain't shit. But I can go on and on and on and come up with many stories, lay out facts, put out names, which I won't do. For what reason? It doesn't solve anything. I mean, who cares, really, in the reality of it? And again, being where you are, and I know I'm bouncing all over the place, and for people that are my normal, 90 followers, 100 followers, nobody follows the Guardian of Chaos. So, just addressing things that are out there. Again, check it out, because you'll like it in the comment section and stuff like that, and people keep being brought up that I have nothing to do with and have nothing but thanks from in the past, so it is what it is. But again, when I get more emails, people don't even know my email. I barely even put it out there. When I get more emails than people that were, I don't know, in the pinnacle aren't any longer, what does that say? I don't know. I don't know what it says when the same people from, say, maybe a Howard Stern show or something like that are wasting their time following me. But I get it. When people give you money, well, I guess that's what you're doing when you have to ask people for money, and you're no longer on different platforms. I guess it makes sense. I mean, people are trying to hustle and make a buck, right? I'm just saying. And I'll say that to say this. We're 26 minutes in here, and this has been a psychobabble rambling session, which, again, I had a lot of fun doing. It's great to be down here in the bunker in Chaos Corner. Sort of wrap it up and not be too confusing. I'll keep this at about 30 minutes, and then I'll be back to talk about AEW Dynamite and Impact and NWA and New Japan and NXT and the Royal Rumble, all the things that are happening in wrestling right now. Not to mention all the different people that I follow out there. Again, I'll say it ad nauseum. Wrestling with Anything But, JD from New York, Don Tony, Dave Meltzer, Brian Alvarez. I mean, the list goes on with people. Juliet Miranda and David, the producer, Work in Progress, Joe Cronin. I mean, Hannibal TV, Boston Wrestling. I mean, if I was to ever, Demon Diva, I mean, there's just so many people out there. I could sit here and continue to come up with names. Now I will drop names. Oh, and speaking of dropping names, the people that I addressed earlier, and I did drop your name, feel free to respond. Feel free to leave another comment. Feel free to leave another thumbs down. Feel free. I invite it all. But back to the positive people that I follow. All those people are very, very entertaining. And there's a whole bunch that I'm missing, whether it be Ross and Marshall Von Erich, Kevin Von Erich, Sergeant Slaughter, Steven Sharippa, John Cena, Nikita Koloff, Mark Mero, Justin Roberts, JD from New York. I mean, there's just so many different, and I'm missing some big people that have been very good to me and have given me the rub. So and of course, let's not forget the Paradise Four, and we know who that is: Roma, Mancini, Perez, and Big Steve. And you know what? Speaking of that, be careful. Tread lightly. Be careful and tread lightly. For the viewers that don't know the history of Paradise Alley and the Paradise Four and all of us, right, wrong, or indifferent, because people that have said things, you couldn't carry their fucking jockstrap and certainly would never say it to their face. You know who the fuck I'm talking about. So that I know. Couldn't carry their jockstrap in life or as a fucking man. Simple. So, continue to do your thing out there, people. I love everybody. I love the positivity. And again, this is directed at the people who you know who you are. You came at me. You came on my platform, which, is the lowest of the low, right? The bottom of the barrel. From a guy who doesn't have to work, who's retired, who isn't begging people for money, who's not on a paywall, who doesn't give a fuck. That's the reality of it. Remember that for what I'm trying to do. Okay? This is certain people's livelihood? Really? Wow. I'm not going to bring up other people that have, brought up accusations and this and that. That's not my business. That's not my concern. So you know who you are. So I welcome all that to come back. Let's keep it positive. I welcome everybody. So it is what it is. We'll get off the soapbox for that. And again, tread lightly. And that's meant for the people that want to throw things out there in public and social media and make personal business into public business. When you're a person that can't handle things behind closed doors, like a man, then I got no use for you. If you don't want to bring it to me, and you got somebody else doing your work for you and bringing it to me, I don't respect that, and I don't respect you. And all the people that want to pipe up for these other people, step to me yourself and give me your social media feedback on my product or my character or my gimmick or what I'm trying to do here. I'll respect that even more. Because in order to get respect, you have to start with respecting yourself. Once you do that, you open other people's minds to respecting you, which will probably never happen. So come to me personally on the side and DM me, email me, and give me your feedback that way. Again, I welcome all of it. But when you take personal and private stuff, and private information, and private dealings, whether they were right, wrong, indifferent, good, bad, didn't work out, worked out, moving forward, things could be mended, not mended, and then you put it out in public forum, be prepared for what comes back. You know, you're supposed to keep things private when you're a real man, when you're doing business. But there's a lot of people, again, living rent-free in their head months and months later and still the topic of conversation when people have moved on. So I respect everybody. I welcome everybody. This is a little more of the chaos tone. Again, so just to have fun and put it out there. We'll see what happens, what comments, who responds, who doesn't. But again, the people that know, you know. And I'm welcome for it. I invite it. I like feedback. I'm a positive communicating guy, so I'm all for it. But again, learn your lesson. Reality, respect, honor, tradition. Like I said, when you put things out there, I'll say that to say this. Don't you dare miss it. Oh, a big shout out to Kane. Kane from the WWE, WWF. Because I tell it like it is. Remember what I did for a living. You can run, but you can't hide from the IWC, the wrestling community. Woo! Don't you dare miss it.